What is going on, earners? This is Matt from On Target Earnings, and today we are talking about the reason that you keep getting ghosted by your prospect and how this is plaguing your business.
Sales is a numbers game. 10% buy a hitch number.
Sorry, I'm not even sure what that was an impression of. That was how I think people hear me, kind of like a doofus. But regardless, the point stays the same. I think that that is a complete misnomer. I do not believe that sales is a numbers game, at least to the degree with which most people think it is. The reason so many people believe that sales is a numbers game is because their clients keep ghosting them. They expect an average amount of attrition from their prospect. Now, am I some master salesperson that has never been ghosted by a prospect? Absolutely not. So listen to me when I tell you from experience, there are ways to mitigate getting ghosted by a prospect. And if you're interested in what these 3 simple rules are, look no further. Here are the 3 things your prospect wants from you. So I want you to be really strategic about when you give it to them. Rule number 1, as we see here, is that prospects want access to a demo of your product or your service. I know that a lot of you following this channel work in enterprise software sales. This means they want to see a demonstration of the software. However, if you sell cars or things like that, they just want to see the product in person. I don't even know why I subscribe to this channel. This guy's just about to tell me why I shouldn't give them the product or service demo. Well, you're kind of right, cynical version of myself that I often play on this channel, but you're also kind of wrong. The demonstration of your product or your service or your good is something that you will have to do with your prospect, don't get me wrong. But I first need you to recognize that this is one of the only 3 power sources that you have. Your first power source is access to a demonstration of what it is your good product or service actually does. If you're in software, that's a screen share demo, you name it. But understand that this is your first, most heavy duty power source. They have to engage with you in order to see this. Ask yourself this, has your employer ever said to you, hey, whenever someone engages with us, whether they're paying or not, in fact, even when they're costing us money because they have no interest in actually buying and they're just a looky-loo and they're wasting our time and your time, which is company money, if they demand a demonstration, you must give it to them right away and as many times as they want for as many people at their company as they say that you want, except, whoa. No, it's never happened. But this is how most salespeople that I interact with actually treat their prospect. I am a demo machine. I have been up in my attic recording these videos for way too long, sorry about that. No, your employer never told you to do that, but we do it anyway because we feel like they already are a customer. We feel like we have to do whatever they want because the customer's always right. All I ask everyone is that you set up just a couple gates with which someone needs to get through before you give them a demonstration.
Man, I swear if I do that, they're just gonna hang up on me. I don't have a lot of pipeline right now.
Anyone who isn't willing to be decent and have a fair exchange of an agreement between you and themselves was never going to buy anyway. In fact, you might even be getting secret shopped by a competitor. Think about that. What I suggest you say to someone on a first interaction is, in addition to an upfront contract, which we've covered in this video right here, highly recommend you watch that, I would say, I understand you're here for a demonstration. I mean, why else would you talk to me? You probably don't even really want to be speaking with me or a salesperson. You just want to see what we do because you think it could help. I get it. And the reality of the fact is, I'd love to show you to you. In fact, I can't wait to show you what our good product or service actually does. Why it's no one's goal thinking they're gonna see a product demo or service demonstration to actually sit there and play 21 questions. I actually do value your time so much, I don't wanna waste an hour or so of your time showing you things that are irrelevant. So I have a series of questions here that aren't designed to actually serve me, but serve you. So if it's okay, I'd like to spend the majority of today's just getting to know the thing behind the reason why you even reached out to us in the first place. And I know it's not because you wanted to see a feature or a product demonstration, but there must be something else afoot within the business. So earners, I'm not making my prospect jump through hoops of fire to see a product demonstration in my world, but I am asking that they do at least one thing that I need them to do, which is talk to me for a while, hopefully for an entire call, before I show them something. And believe me, this is fair because they haven't invested a single penny of their company's money or their personal money in my product, offering, service, solution, software, etc. So even though they want me to parade around and do a demonstration, I actually don't owe them anything. And my price of admission to give you a piece of my power source is that first you talk to me.
Matt, the last time I did this, they just hung up the phone.
They were never gonna buy in the first place. Anyone who's a serious buyer, who has respect for the process, will sit down and talk to you just a little bit. It's fair exchange of value. I'm gonna come caffeinated, motivated, hyped up, ready, researched, ready to do a custom demo for you that speaks to your business needs for 30 to 60 minutes and stand in front of the firing squad and take as many questions as possible. The least you could do is answer some questions for me here today about your business that are actually just designed to make that more valuable for you. That's your first power source. The second you give it away, you are 33% on your way to getting ghosted. Where is this video going? I just gave away my power source, so now I'm 33% closer to getting ghosted. I thought I was gonna get less ghosted. Aha, good question you are asking yourself. We do have to give our power sources away. All 3 of our power sources. However, we have to make sure that we are constantly getting things in exchange as we go through that. The salespeople who are willy-nilly giving away their power source as fast as possible are the ones who are losing the most and getting ghosted the most. So let's talk about your second power source right here. Access to your product, service, good, etc. That is, someone actually wants to touch it and feel it. Although we focus heavily on B2B in this channel, if it's B2C like car sales, that's actually taking a test drive. The only difference between Grand Theft Auto and taking a test drive is an engagement with a salesperson for about 5 to 30 minutes beforehand. Meaning, if I walk into a car dealership and just hop in and start driving around, I'm going to prison. If I take a couple minutes and talk to a salesperson, tell them I'm interested, answer a couple questions, then they flip me the keys, good to go, and I could drive it for a quarter mile. They might even let me take it up to 1 exit on the highway. So keep that in mind, everybody. Your access is a huge power source for you as a salesperson. Whenever we talk about power sources just mean reasons that they are forced to engage with you. Prospects don't want to engage with us. If you don't think so, ask yourself, because you're a consumer, you buy stuff, do you want to just be left alone when you buy things? The answer is probably yes. However, a good salesperson actually helps prospective customers think through their goals, think through what the outcome could be if they solve their goals, think through whether or not this should be prioritized, and better understand the competitive landscape. So your goal, if you want to be a good salesperson, as well as a helpful salesperson, an ethical salesperson, is to hold back your power sources as long as possible and try to help them do as much of what I just described as possible in between the moments when you give away some of your power. Think about it. If someone got a quick demonstration of your product and access to your product right away, they are only 1 step away from never needing you again and ghosting you. So my friends, guard that access to a trial of your product, service, or good unless the prospective person has actually met you halfway and taken logical steps, answered logical questions, taken some action on their side if it's a B2B purchase in between meetings, and proven to you that they're, again, your employer never said to you, give away as much of our product as humanly possible. I really don't care, just give it to them willy-nilly. Earners, this is what I call YouTube demoing. Why would our employer ever hire us if they wanted us to do what I call a YouTube demo? You know, a super generic demo where we barely know anything and we just do it all the time. They could have recorded the best generic demo in the world, put it on YouTube, slap it on the website, and people can press play. There'd be no need for us. Your employer doesn't want you to do this. The third power source you have is your quote, your price. Once a prospect has seen a demonstration of the product, good, or service, has actually got to touch it, feel it, trial it, demo it for themselves, use it, proof of concept, and knows exactly what it's going to cost to get the exact version and model of it that they want, guess who they no longer need? Ding, 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 ding. That's right, they no longer need us. And even though they're nice people, they don't want to talk to us just like you don't want to talk to a salesperson. So the reason most people are getting ghosted because they give away their 3 power sources way too fast. A demonstration to their product, access to that product, and a quote for that product. So what I want you doing from here on out is figuring out what gates does someone need to jump through that will help them think through their problem, think through the outcomes if it gets fixed, think through the risks, create some compelling urgency, get a handle on the marketplace, figure out how they're going to implement this solution, all the good things a salesperson would do, as much as humanly possible between the big 1, 2, and 3 areas where you will give away your power. I thought this was about getting ghosted. How do I stop getting ghosted though? You stop getting ghosted by guarding your power sources and doing a really good job in between the chapters where you give your power away. And that's what we talk about in all the other videos on this channel. I encourage you to check them out. See one right here. So just to reiterate, earners, if you're running a really good, tight sales cycle, especially in B2B, You're going to get everything done that I talked about that a good consultative, helpful salesperson would do by not giving away your power sources too quick. In order to get power source number 1, they do this and this. In order to get power source number 2, they do this, this, and this. And in order to get to power source number 3, they do this, 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 and that. And if you're executing relatively well in each one of those areas of the sales cycle, by the time you give your 3 power sources away and it's decision-making time for them, you've created compelling urgency, they've thought through the value, they realize that you're the right fit for them in the landscape, etc., and the signature is imminent. That is it, earners. Remember, tough times in sales don't last. Tough salespeople do. Don't give your power source away. Go out there and have a great day.